Isobel Gowdie was a Scottish woman born in the 17th century near Inverness. She gained infamy for her involvement in the witchcraft trials. Married to John Gilbert, she confessed voluntarily during the North Berwick witch trials in 1662, providing intricate details about her alleged witchcraft practices. Little is known about Isobel's early life. Living with her husband in Loch Loy, she likely led a modest life, involved in tasks like selling beef and cloth at the local market. Despite potential lack of education, Isobel's confessions displayed a vivid imagination and eloquence. During her imprisonment, Isobel made 4 confessions over 6 weeks, offering detailed accounts of her supposed involvement in witchcraft. Interrogated in Old Zern, Nairnshire, she faced leading questions phrased to get her to agree to whatever accusation they put out there in order to secure her conviction. Questions about pacts with the devil and participation in witches' rituals. She and her co-accused, Janet Bredhead, were likely kept sleep-deprived and beaten during their imprisonment. The use of thumbscrews to extract information and the practice of witch pricking was common. People employed as witch prickers would legally strip the accused down in public, shave them and search them all over for the devil's mark. This is usually a blemish that they say can be pricked or stabbed without causing pain to the accused witch, but they often used retractable blades. Isobel's confessions detailed baneful magic, including digging up corpses, sex with the cloven-footed devil himself, inflicting illness, attempts to destroy crops and harm individuals using clay effigies. Unique to her account was the use of a frog plough to spoil crops and leave the land barren so that only weeds might grow. She claimed to have performed poppet magic, creating detailed effigies and burning them whilst doing incantations. She described how she made the clay figures very hard like rye meal, and then gave it all the marks and parts of a child, such as a head, eyes, nose, hand, foot, mouth and lips, and that the hands of it folded down by its side, like a scone or suckling pig. Dark intent extended to the minister of Old Dearn, Harry Forbes, whom Isobel accused of being a victim of her spells. Forbes, known for his fear of witchcraft, likely had a part in having Isobel indicted. Isobel also claimed to have transformed into a jackdaw, and a hare, and a cat, and she and her coven members would go into animal forms and visit a dye works to use knot magic, turning the dye black. Isobel said she would leave brooms in her bed beside her husband so that he didn't notice when she snuck out at midnight. The coven would meet at a stone circle where they would listen to the devil himself preach a sermon, and then they would dance and sing together in one voice, "Come a go before, come a go ye. Gif ye will not go before, come a let me." They would soar through the sky on corn stalks, chanting the phrase, "Horse and hattock," which was said to be the cry of the fairies who were about to depart their own world. They would enter the fairy realm and be entertained by the Queen of Fairies herself, also known as Queen of Elfame. Isobel even spoke of how the Queen's home was filled with water balls, which frightened her. Similar to kelpies, water balls are mythological creatures said to haunt lochs at night time. Said to be giant beasts with the ability to shapeshift into human form, water balls can mate with regular cows, but then the cow dies after birthing a wobbly, boneless calf. Gowdie recounted a chilling tale of the devil crafting elf arrows, later imbued with potency by his mischievous elf boys. Each member of the coven received a set of these arrows, instructed to launch them in the devil's honour, without the aid of bows, but rather flicking them with their thumbs. While the witch's aim wasn't always true, they believed that any target, be it human or beast, would succumb to death upon being grazed by these enchanted arrows, regardless of any protective measures or armour they had in place. The fourth and ultimate confession took place on the 27th of May 1662, and as documented by historian Robert Pitcairn in 1833, primarily reiterates the contents of the preceding 3 confessions. Following Bredhead and Gowdie's testimonies, a total of 41 individuals were arrested. Over the duration of all her confessions, a total of 27 benevolent or malevolent chants were given, more than in any other British witchcraft case. There is no record of Gowdie's execution, a common occurrence as records for about 90% of Scottish cases are lost to history. Gowdie and Bredhead would have likely met their fate at Gallow Hill, located on the outskirts of Nairn. There they would have faced execution by strangulation, followed by burning. A grim fate reserved for those found guilty in witchcraft during that era. The legend of Isobel Gowdie lives on in media today. She appears as a character in multiple novels and has an orchestral score named The Confession of Isobel Gowdie. The sensational Alex Harvey Band have a song titled Isobel Gowdie, and her chants have been used in a folk song by Faye Heald and a heavy metal song by King 810. I shall go into Hare with sorrow and sight and meikle care. I shall go in the devil's name, while I come home.